Alright, so right now it's 11:44 p.m. Monday, August 31st. Um, okay, so I'm in the van outside right now. Obviously it's the middle of the night and it's dark outside, but the moon is full, so it's kind of bright aside from the clouds overcasting it occasionally. But I tried to record a journal last night. Um, but it didn't go very well. It did not go very well at all. It was more all over the place than usual, and the thing was, I started it with the intention of uploading it, but I knew that it wouldn't even be upload worthy, so I just turned it into a normal personal journal and left it at that. But I am thinking about uploading this one because I will eventually get around to mentioning brownies, and I figured, well, if I'm going to talk about brownies, then I definitely want to save. I definitely want to save that on my channel, even if everything else is completely irrelevant or, nobody gives a shit. Any journal that involves talking about brownies, I will attempt to save if it is listenable or tolerable. So, this time I had to write notes so that I wouldn't get too awfully confused of what I was talking about. I'm still gonna go off topic and get crazy and shit, obviously. I mean, that's just how I am. I'm a scatterbrained idiot that forgets what she's talking about every second, so, yeah, that's pretty cool. But, okay, so, I'm gonna try and go over what I tried to talk about yesterday, but I'm gonna try to do it better this time, if I can manage that somehow. So basically, right now, I am in a different state. Yesterday morning, me and the family went to a different state to stay with some of their friends overnight for a couple nights. And yesterday, when we got here, I really wanted to record a journal, like the first thing we got here. The first time I was going to be alone, I wanted to record a journal. The moment I was alone, I wanted to record a journal, but I just couldn't get around to doing it because I kept getting dragged into conversations and I kept having to do stuff, and it was a very busy day yesterday, and there was a lot going on. We drove around a lot, and that was actually pretty nice. The state that I'm in, it's just really nice landscaping everywhere, and it's just like it's so pretty here, man. The wildlife, the foliage, it's very pretty. I enjoy it. I could literally just sit out here and stare at the greenery for hours and not get tired of it. But I like it here. It was a very busy day yesterday. I couldn't really record a proper journal. Like I said, I tried to record one last night, but I was super sleep deprived and irritable, so it didn't really end up that well. But right now, I'm in kind of an alright mood. Um, so, I mean, yeah, I figured now would be a perfectly fine opportunity to try and record a journal, especially since I'm not really doing much of anything. Um, so yeah, I tried to record last night and I couldn't. Um, you know, just like super tired. Last night I, I, w- I don't really know how to explain this. I kept going in and out of consciousness repeatedly last night. Like, I would be unconscious for like 30 minutes at a time, but I would keep waking up over and over. So I literally got no proper sleep at all last night, and it was really fucking annoying. So even now, I'm sleep deprived and delirious just like I was yesterday, but I'm at a different stage of sleep deprivation. Yesterday was the irritable sleep deprivation, but right now it's the kind of fun, sort of creative delirious. So that's something. For some reason, I'm in my best mood when I haven't slept for like 2 days, and I don't know why. Um, it caused a spike in like writing creativity, which I'll get to in a minute. But I mentioned I made it a point in my last rants and rambles actually, about my self hygiene. I don't know. I guess it's good to keep tabs on that in these journals because I can listen to it and keep myself accountable, I guess you could say. But I've been skimping on the personal hygiene. I've been brushing my teeth, but I keep forgetting to take showers. Like, I'd say about 75% of the time I just forget to do it, and then the rest of it is like I just don't want to, cuz in my mind, I mean, I'm a lazy piece of shit. It's pretty obvious that I'm a lazy piece of shit by this point, and I'd rather be watching YouTube videos than doing literally anything else. So I'll literally be sitting at my desk, scrolling through Pinterest or something. And this isn't even a joke. I'll be scrolling through Pinterest, the white girl I am, and the thought will cross my mind. I'll be like, I should, I should shower. I need to shower. I'm like starting to smell. I need to take a shower. And then I'll keep scrolling on Pinterest and I won't do it for another like 2 days. And it's funny because I have serious motivation issues with art and shit, but I even have motivation issues with taking care of myself. And I'm like, wow, problems. I have a lot of them apparently, and I'm just the biggest one is that I'm a lazy piece of shit, and then another one is that I have a major fear of failure, and that fear of failure keeps me from even trying to do anything, like trying to improve at things, trying to get better at my craft, which is drawing cartoons and stuff. But, yeah. Oh, the moon's coming out. Oh, that distracted me. Okay, sorry. But yeah, fear of failure, lack of motivation, it's influencing me a lot. Speaking of that, speaking of art and shit, have been I've been thinking a lot about brownies. Obviously, it's one of the things that I'm hyper fixating on at the moment, and I I try to sketch a little bit of fan art for it here and there, hoping that it will inspire me, and it doesn't. It never does. Unfortunately, and I mean, I'm doing my best. Before it would be that I wouldn't draw or write anything at all. But now I'm like trying to even do super small projects that seem inconsequential because you never know. Something small might lead into something really big someday, and you want to create what you can and see what happens, cuz you never know, especially when it comes to people like me that are super forgetful and don't know shit about themselves and they're afraid to do anything. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I've been trying to sketch a little bit of fan art for brownies here and there to try and spark some inspiration because burnout for me, I don't think stepping away from it for long periods of time is the way to go most of the time. I think my way of coping with burnout is to just do it and to just keep pushing through it because listen, I know drawing is a hobby and I want to have fun with it and shit like that. I get that. But sometimes you just gotta suck it up. You just gotta suck it up and you gotta do it. And you gotta do it. And you gotta push through it. Even hobbies, man. Even hobbies. You gotta push through it. You gotta work hard at it. Especially if it's a skill set that you're wanting to, figure out. Like, if you make candy bracelets, for example, right? Like tying those elastic bands with all the beads on them without dropping it is kind of difficult. And then perfecting the knots is really hard to do, and you just gotta keep doing it. You can't give up. You can't just stop doing it and expect to be better automatically when you come back. Like, I don't know. It's unrealistic. You just gotta keep pushing. You can't let your fear of failure hold you back. You gotta have some courage when you're dipping your toes in a new art form. Okay? You just gotta have some courage. Just do it. Even if you do suck. I discovered that over the years, as I've drawn ponies, I've drawn a lot of ponies in my years, and I noticed that whenever I redraw one, like just here recently, actually, just a few days ago, I was looking in one of my old journals, and I saw a picture of a pony in it that I had drawn years ago, and I was like, I wonder what would happen if I redrew that, and if I could make it look better. And I redrew it, and it absolutely looked better. And I was like, and I had this epiphany. I was like, dude, I drew ponies for years, and I did it. I drew ponies for years, and I got better at it over time, and I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice that I was getting better, but I was. So sometimes, and for me, sometimes I just don't have to think about it. Like if I just do it and don't really think too hard about what I'm doing, it's all the better because I'm putting my heart into it, and putting your heart into it is really important, I think. But yeah, and also speaking of brownies as well, I just started listening to the narrations. I just finished the first narration. Well, I didn't finish the first narration. I should say that I listened to the Brownies Redux, and that's the only one that I've listened to so far. I'll get to Zara and Dollface's Legacy here in a few, but I have to actually try to get some sleep tonight. But anyway, I'm starting to listen to the Brownies narrations over again, and hopefully by the time I'm done with that, I will have sparked my writing motivation again. But not motivation for Brownies. Actually, I should probably explain that now. Okay, so the reason why I say that I'm not going to increase writing motivation for Brownies is because yesterday, or last night, I guess, Kara and I decided that the Brownies series is too early in its infancy to really discuss too much more about the lore and stuff. Like, in my last couple rants and rambles, I mentioned a lot about how we heavily discussed the backstory and the lore and the characters and how much we have figured out. And Kara hasn't even done anything else to the series yet, and we've already figured out so much. And she and I came to the decision that, well, at this point, we need to just settle down and let things work themselves out. This is the point in the creative process where we just need to start doing things and see what happens and work out the kinks as we go. You know what I mean? Like, she's only recorded a couple narrations and a few stories. Like, she's still got a long way to go before we even, get to when Rose shows up, and that's early on in the series. So yeah, it's just like, at the moment, so we decided at the moment that we're not really going to discuss much lore for Brownies anymore. It's just too soon for that. We've already talked about so much and figured out so much, and that's really all we can ask for right now. So, what I'm doing, I have finally decided that I'm going to just let go of doing things for Brownies, except drawn fan art. That is the only thing I will do. But, I'm not writing for Brownies anymore at the moment. So yeah, me writing anything for Brownies is over for an unspecified amount of time. Or at least until Kara and I can work on of Demons and Rose Petals, which will be a long time from now. Of Demons and Rose Petals is the story when Rose shows up, so it'll be a while before that happens because, just writing the stories in and of itself is a crazy long task and it takes forever. Never mind the fact that she has to narrate them and edit them. It's going to take forever. It's probably going to be... Okay, if I had to actually estimate when Of Demons and Rose Petals will be done, I'm going to say it's either going to be the very end of next year or the beginning of 2 years from now. And I'm not saying that to insult Kara's work ethic. I'm literally saying that, like, if things go at this particular pace, it will be a couple years before Of Demons and Rose Petals is fully complete in just written form. And that's not me exaggerating, that's my genuine estimation. Either the very end of next year or the beginning of the year after is when Of Demons and Rose Petals will be completed. That's what I'm thinking. But as it stands now, until Of Demons and Rose Petals is ready to be worked on, I'm not doing anything for Brownies. Not writing anything. I'm done. Me and Kara have even decided not to talk about lore and stuff for a while, okay? Because she's got a lot on her plate. She has got a lot to work on. She's still rebooting the first Brownies narration and story again, so yeah. There's a lot for her to do, and that's just it. So I'm gonna be waiting and be patient and allow her to do what she needs to do. So yeah, there's that. There's that Brownies update. I hope that made sense and wasn't completely all over the place. I hope it at least made a little sense. But yeah. So, with all that out of the way, I guess I'm gonna end this by talking about maybe my emotional state. Emotionally, I feel weird. I don't feel bad. I feel kinda good. I don't know. I feel alright. I'm feeling more on the good side, I think. I guess, I don't know. I felt pretty shitty and irritable all day, so I finally have a chance to relax. And, oh man, I've been doodling all day. I've been adding more to this short little comic that I'm doing. The comic will never be released on any of my platforms. It's just between me and Kara. But I added a little more to this comic that I'm doing. I sketched a couple characters. I'm writing outlines for a new fan project that I'm probably going to start working on in a couple years from now. Maybe. I don't know. I got a lot going on in my head right now in terms of projects, and it makes me feel emotionally good, but also it makes me kind of panic at the same time because it entices my fear of failure. And as I've already established, that is a very toxic thing for me, emotionally and productively. So yeah, that's a little update on things and stuff, mainly writing, I guess. But I guess that's all I really wanted to say. So I'm gonna end this here now. I might listen to it back immediately. I don't know, but I'm gonna get a couple cans of soda and take them inside, and I'm gonna listen to brownies and relax and yeah. So I will probably make another update here tomorrow night, to the morning after tomorrow. Probably. I'm gonna be making another one soon. All right, that's all I can say. Okay, bye.